Yeah, we're gonna miss Tina and also my main man, Jim Brown. Tina at 83, Jim Brown at 87, I think, died this week. Jim Brown, possibly the greatest running back that ever lived.
That was debatable this week on the radio, DC. That came up.
Who was better, OJ?
No, they was like the period of time that he played, and they were like he is the best known lacrosse player, best known college football running back. But when it comes to the pros, they're like his longevity was there. Some of them, but you know he was a groundbreaker.
Yeah, he was.
He was you know.
And let me tell you something too, boy. I knew Jim Brown. Jim Brown was mean, man. I mean, mean, man. So, I got two stories. Here one of them. They were honoring me and Jim Brown in Dallas back when I was on Comic View or whatever. So, during the day, we had a golf tournament. So me, Jim Brown, Spud Webb, and Willis Johnson, who was the radio show host that was sponsoring the event, we were playing golf. Me, Jim Brown, Spud Webb, used to play for the Hawks, little Spud Webb. Spud Webb having to live on the course, on the side of the 16th hole or whatever. So anyway, we playing all out there. Jim Brown, I mean, man, this dude just be saying stuff just to beat you down, man. Like, you know, like you ain't shit. You know, like, you soft. You know. You're not gonna make that shot.
And Spud already 5 feet tall.
Right. And Spud can play too. Yeah. So they put up this big money. Spud and Jim Brown. I said, oh shit, I can't get. I don't
so they get the bet now.
Yeah, they betting big time. So Jim winning. We get round to the 15th hole right before Spud's house. Spud hit a ball out of bounds. Spud on his own golf cart goes, we thinking, to find his ball, and Spud go to the house. So I said, oh shit. So I looked at my partner that I was riding with. I said, hey, man, what fixing to happen? Because Jim been talking shit all along. I said, man, what fixing to happen? Because I'm like, Jim's still crazy, man. Jim didn't say nothing. And my partner said, well, what happened, DC, was last year at the same event, Spud beat Jim Brown.
Right.
Both of them played the whole game. And when Spud asked Jim Brown for his money, Jim Brown told him, take it.
Hell no.
That's like an 11-year-old telling a 25-year-old, take it.
Yeah. So this time Jim was up on Spud. Spud had gotten his card and left. We be on the green. Jim Brown said, get off the green, the whole green. He don't want nobody standing on the whole green. What? Get off the green, get off the green. I can see you in my peripheral vision. Get off the green. The whole green? Get off the green while I'm putting.
Yeah.
You know, those you don't know green, you know, might be 20 yards wide, man. Get off the green. What's wrong with this? What's wrong with this nigga, man? So we got off the green, everybody got off the green. Then when he putted out, when the ball went in the hole, those y'all not golf, when the ball went in the hole, he called me over there to reach down and get his ball out the hole. I said, I wish the hell I would, but I did.
You got this ball. You got this ball.
I went down there and got that ball for his old ass. But he was mean, man. So he said, DC, now tell me about this comedy you do. I said, well, ain't much to tell. I just, you know, that's what I do. He said, you do stuff like, you got some tricks and stuff? I said, no, you thinking about a magician. He said, well, you got some props and stuff? Oh, you thinking about clown. He said, well, what do you call carrot top? This is what he asked me. I said, a clown? He said, well, they told me he made $2 million last year in Las Vegas, so maybe you want to consider being a clown. So I said, well, you were the greatest running back that ever lived, but you damn sure wasn't the highest paid. And that's what I got, what y'all just got. Just total silence for like 30 minutes. He never said nothing. That's my first story. But Jim was all right. And we got to the banquet that night. He said, I played golf today with D.C. Curry. And that's all he said. That's it, man. About me, that's all he said. So another time, I was with Jim Brown, me, my manager, Tony Spires, and we were at Jim Brown's house. It was me, Tony Spires, Jim Brown, and O.J.'s lawyer, Johnny Cochran, who was representing me at the time for ABC, Grace Under Fire. So we were scheduled to go to Jim Brown's house. Jim Brown's having a private party. But 2 or 3 days before that, I think he threw his wife off the balcony. So
It's a bad time to show up for
I said, Tony, we still going to this party? He said, yeah, man, we going. So we got there, and it turned into a big joke because the balcony was behind the house, but, you know, people were in and out of the house.
Right.
And, you know, I like it leaning on the balcony rail, looking out, you know, over Hollywood and stuff. It was on Hollywood. But every time Jim Brown would come out the house, I get the hell away from that. I get the hell away from that fence. I said, this fool throwing people over this balcony, man. He threw his wife over the balcony.
So she survived. She ain't get hurt.
Yeah, she got hurt. Yeah, she got hurt. I think they got divorced over that in Suda.
Hollywood Hills, them balconies high.
Yeah. It ain't a long way down, but once you hit the ground, it's steep. You gonna roll on down. But my main man, rest in peace, Jim Brown, boy.
Yeah, you know.
He was a bad boy.
But now in D.C., is it a known fact? They said when Jim Brown did a sex scene with a woman, some of the women said he actually penetrated her. And they were gonna tell other women, you do a sex scene with Jim Brown, he gonna try to penetrate you. Am I right?
No, I can't attest to that. I can't say you wrong.
You ain't no woman.
He was all the way in
I can't say you wrong, but I do not know.
You know, it started out with Michelle.
it didn't happen to me.
Michelle Welch.
Raquel Welch.
Welch.
She was one of the first of them to say, yeah.
Didn't she die the other day?
She's not too long ago.
Yeah.
She one of them said, yeah, Jim Brown, you sexy with Jim
I personally think he did the right thing, though, getting out of the league. Maybe not money-wise, but he had enough money. He went into acting and stuff. But, man, if you stay in the NFL too long, you come out. Jim Brown's already crazy.
Yeah.
You stay in there too long, you take a beating, man. They say the average running back don't last, but I think 4.5 years.
Right, look at Barry
on the
Sanders.
average.
Barry Sanders like, hey, man, y'all working me to death.
Yeah, there's enough of that.
I'm gonna say I ain't grow up in Jim Brown era.
Yeah.
But as I grew up, I watched a lot of like blaxploitation films, so I seen a lot of Jim Brown outside of the league. And it just seemed like he lived his life the way he wanted to. You know what I'm saying? Everybody ain't gotta be a slave to the money. Everybody ain't gotta run till you die. They be like, I'm tired of running. I can do something else.
He wasn't the first black actor to interact with a white woman in a film.
Wasn't?
Yeah. He wasn't the first black actor to have an actual sex scene.
Yeah, he was kind of an activist, you know.
Yeah, he was an activist.
And he ain't taking a whole lot of shit now, I'm telling you, man. And, when we were golfing, I guess that was, 15 years ago. But shit, he was still mean, man.
Richard Pryor did a joke about him. Richard Pryor did a joke about him and Jim Brown.
I do remember something about that.
Richard Pryor did a joke about it.
Yeah. But rest in peace, Jim Brown. That's 2 heroes. They usually go in 3, so all of the rest of you heroes out there in our community, you may want to lay low for a couple of days. I remember when Bernie Mac died, and then Dolomite died, and then my main man, Hayes, Isaac Hayes died. I stayed in the house about a month. Not that I'm on that level, but I'm just saying my friends were dying. They usually go in groups, boy.
Yeah. But it's amazing how certain personalities died that affect the black community, even though you don't know them. Like when Marvin Gaye died, I was a child.
Yeah.
And I just remember how all the people in the community and everybody was, oh, Marvin Gaye.
Some people you remember where you were. Do you remember where you were when Martin Luther King Jr. got shot?
I wasn't born.
Were you
yet.
born?
I wasn't born yet.
What?
I was born in 67. He got shot, 68?
63.
So 64, right? He got shot in 64.
Well, if you was born 67 and got shot in 68, you were born.
I'm saying.
But you were 1 year old, though.
I was a little kid. It didn't affect me that much. Cause I was.
They probably just started drinking, breast milk for a day. They like, I can't feed him.
But I thought he
was it 68?
No. Kennedy got 64. Martin was 68.
I thought it was 68.
68.
68.
But I ain't no
You're right.
historian,
68.
Yeah, Kennedy was 64. Martin was 68.
Yeah, I was 11, but I remember where I was. Yeah. I remember where I was when Kennedy got shot. I was pulling my sister in a wagon. See, we had this wagon run. We would pull each other in the wagon. And I would put her one way, and she pulled me the other way.
Yeah.
I put her downhill, and she was younger than me. She wasn't that smart. I would make her pull me up here.
You're cold. You cold.
And I remember my mama coming outside saying, y'all come in the house, come in the house, come in the house, come in the house, come in the house. President Kennedy got shot.
You said I'm halfway up the hill.
What we got to come in the house for that for?
I'm halfway up the hill.
Like they shooting everybody. Who know who next? They died 3.
Y'all know what? I'm halfway up the hill. What's the problem? I gotta walk now.
Yeah, and then Martin got shot. I mean, certain people, you're right, man. You hold certain state, and it takes a toll on the community.
I was young when Marvin got killed, but I knew the radio was playing different music, and my mom and the family, friends, they was all Marvin Gaye, and it was a big thing too because they showed him they showed pictures of him in the house coat with his father, and got his
father shot him.
Shot his father. The father had a house coat on. Like, boy, you live in my house.
Rodney Winfield, you know who Rodney Winfield was.
Rodney Winfield.
Rodney Winfield said after Marvin Gaye's daddy shot him, he went and sat his mother and father down in the living room and shot both of them. Said, you'll never shoot me. Yeah. Rodney Winfield was crazy, man.
One of the greatest to ever do it.
He was crazy.
See, I wasn't alive back then, but I remember stuff like when Tupac got shot.
Right.
Okay.
Like, I remember where I was when Tupac got shot, but, I wasn't conceived back when Marvin Gaye got shot.
Well, where were you, just to be clear?
Oh, just to be clear, I was at a football game. It was
okay, you got your alibi intact.
Right, it was I ain't had nothing to do with it. It was like a varsity football game, and
where
we might have been going in the halftime.
Where were you when Biggie got shot?
We was more Tupac fans. I don't really remember where Biggie. I lived in the Midwest. We wasn't really on Biggie like that. Biggie was cool, but I remember where I was. They were like, Tupac dead. We was going in the halftime.
I cried when Tupac got shot.
Tupac was my man.
I was really praying. I was really messed up.
I stayed about 3 blocks from where Biggie got shot. So that night when Biggie got shot, I had a show in Minnesota. So my mom called me, and it was probably about...
Got shot in L.A., yeah.
Right, but
now the Magnificent Mile, yeah. I know
the car museum.
Yeah.
And I was walking this 3 blocks from my house to that museum. If I'd been in town, I'd have been at that show. But I was in Minnesota doing the show, and my mom called me like 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning. Like, boy, you all right? I said, Mom, what's happening? That boy got shot. I know that you always in and all that stuff. What you talking about? Biggie, that boy, whatever she couldn't.
Big boy.
Mama, no, that's Mama. They didn't have no. I ain't got shot. Next morning, I woke up, look at the news. Biggie Small got shot.
Biggie Small got
shot. 3 blocks from my house. I'd have been at that show. I used to go to that museum whenever they had anything. I knew the promoters, so I would always get into all that kind of stuff. Yeah, it was crazy.
It's sad enough when your heroes die old age, but when they're taken, over some silly shit, it's even more sad. We'll be right back. You're listening to DisRace.